Good afternoon, gang. It's Miss Gabi from Miss Gabi's Art Studio. So happy to have you here today with me. Today we are going to draw a dragon. So I'm going to do step by step with you. I know this looks intimidating at first, but please don't be intimidated by it. We're going to break it down real simple and nice and easy so that you can learn how to draw a dragon. But now that I've seen a lot of your artwork, I know you can do it, and I have all the faith in you. So this is going to be a fun one. I have my phone on a homemade tripod right now, so I'm not going to be, whoops, it just moved. Hold on. I'm not going to be moving the camera to the end of class. So anybody that has questions throughout this video, I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see you right now. So, but I will get to your questions and comments and everything. But we're just gonna keep the phone nice and still and not have to move it back and forth. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and you're gonna need your paper today. We're gonna need our crayons and our markers as usual. And we're gonna start off by doing some very simple guidelines. But before we start, I want you to look at this overall piece, and I want you to see that there are very simple shapes within the dragon that we are going to be putting down first. And so what I want to do is I want to highlight those. So I'm going to get this pink marker here, and I'm going to do a dash line around here. But as you can see, this part right here of his face creates a nice circle. Okay? Now, don't do anything yet. Just watch me for a minute. Okay, so that's a circle. Then we go down here to where his nostril and nose is, and his mouth and his chin, and we discover that this is another circle. Okay? And then we're going to very simply connect the two, and we have our dragon face. So out of those two circles, those two very simple shapes, and those two lines, we've got our face. So it's not as hard as you think it is. Okay? So I'm going to move this over here for right now. You have your blank sheet of paper, nice and white and clean. You've got your pencil all sharpened and ready to go. You have your eraser with you, and what we're going to do is we're going to start, and if you look, it's about 3/4 of the way up the page. Okay? Leave enough room for his horns, and try to get it in the center. Okay? We're going to do a very light sketch. I'm going to push harder than normal so that you can see my lines, but I want you to give me those nice light guidelines that you can erase as we go. Okay? So we've got our circle there. So let's all draw that circle. Okay, so now we're going to take it and we're going to draw this second circle right here, the smaller circle. Okay, so we're going to go in a diagonal, and we're going to draw a smaller circle. And remember, this is for the end of his mouth. Okay. So now we've got these two guidelines here. Okay, now, after we do that, that middle line that I drew, you didn't have to draw that. That was just me showing you. Okay, so after we have those two, and again, I'm going to go at a nice steady pace. But if you are running behind, or if you just joined us, remember you can rewind it, fast forward it, pause it, do whatever after my live is over. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to go back here. We're going to look at these two lines right here, connecting the forehead and the nose down here and the bottom of the chin. Okay, so we're going to do right here. Just for right now, we're just going to make that diagonal line there and that diagonal line right there. Okay. All right, so we're going to leave those go for now. And what we're going to do next is I want you to start up at the top of his head, okay? And I want you to curve down like this. Oh wait, I did that. No, erase that. I'm sorry. That's two. I did the wrong line. Go back. Rewind. This is going to go out more. Sorry. So you're going to make it come out right about here. So basically you're just going down like that. Just a little out more than I had told you the first time. Okay, because this is for this is this line here that we're doing, okay? And then we're going to go underneath his chin. We're going to draw another line here. And then where the circle meets the line right here, we're going to start here and we're going to go out like this. So we're going to curve it down and around like this. And that's going to be for his belly, his scales. Okay, so it kind of looks a little off, a little weird right now, like a penguin or something like that. But trust me, if you look at this, okay, and then you look at that, okay? So how we doing? Are we okay? We okay with that? And if you just joined us again, remember you have the capabilities of rewinding, fast forwarding, and pausing throughout all of this. Okay, so now that we have got all of our guidelines in for where we want everything to be, now we're going to go back and we're going to start to do the details, okay? So what I want you to do is we're going to start with the top of his head and we're going to come down, we're going to follow that line, we're going to go down like this, we're going to come out like this, but now we're going to give a hump and come out, give another hump. We're going to do a hump, and the bottom of the tip of his mouth, okay? So then we're going to do this crazy little wavy line right there. And then we're going to leave some space. We're gonna come back out, curve it up. Just basically doing a wave is all we're doing. We're gonna give him his chin and do another wave. Out of everything, that's like probably the hardest part. It's the tricky part. And then once we're done, we can erase all those guidelines because we don't need them anymore. And you will see that you've got yourself a dragon head. Okay? So we're coming down. We're giving him his nostril, so we're giving him his bump for his nose, another little bump, and then we're coming down and giving him a point, and then we're doing the wave. Once we hit that peak, we're gonna come back down, do another wave, leave some space open for the mouth so we can put some teeth, and then come over, up and around, and boom, you've got his chin. And then you can erase all those extra little guidelines. Okay. Okay, so now what I want you to do is, I want you to, where the bottom of the forehead meets this long part right here, right? This point right here. I want you to go straight up, and then I want you to just give it a little extra curve there. Okay. And then you can erase those guidelines right there. So we're just making the top of his head a little taller than what we had. Okay. How we doing? Are we all right? Okay. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to get away from this for a while. And if you were with me when you drew the owl, okay, then you would remember the scales on the owl are very similar if you look to the scales on your dragon, okay? They're just a lot bigger. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna make U-shapes, simple U-shapes, but they're going to be big U-shapes. Okay, so if we put the first one in, let's put the first one in. Let's do that U shape, okay? And then we're gonna put another one beside it. So we're gonna do another U shape. And then we're gonna go in between each one like we did. So we're gonna go in between this one and we're gonna give a U. And then we're gonna do another U over here. And another U over here. Then we're gonna go in between that one. Give it a U. Another U. Another U. And we're just gonna keep working our way down until we are all the way down at the bottom of our page. Okay, see how big I'm making these? Don't make them tiny like the ones that we did with our fish. We want them to be nice and big. Okay, now see this line right here, this little wave? We can erase that line now. We want to see our U's. We don't want that line to be completely smooth. Okay, we want to see that bumpy line of his belly. Okay. All right, you guys are hanging in. You're doing a great job. Super proud of you. I know you can do this if by chance you, it's a learning process, remember. So you can always go back and do it again. But I totally know and have full confidence in you that you all are doing an amazing job. Okay, so now we're going to go back, and if you look, see the circle that we had right here? Well, right below that circle, okay, is where those horns are gonna start. So, we're gonna start right about here, okay? And we're going to make a wavy line, and we're gonna curve it up. Now, here's where your creativity comes into play. You can make your horns really thick, okay? Or you could make your horns really thin and long. Okay, it's totally up to you. Whatever you want to do. Okay? Now on this one, I'll make them thin to show you. But again, gang, do what you like. If you like them thick, make them thick. If you like them thin, you'd make them thin. And then we're going to go behind. Now remember, this horn right here is behind, so we're only going to see a little bit of it, not as much. And we're going to curve that one. Okay. Now, coming off of the horns, we're going to do something really very simple. We're going to go right here, right below the horn, and we're just going to make a straight line out. We're going to go a little bit, make another straight line. Go a little bit, make another straight line. Go a little bit more, make another little straight line. Go a little bit more, make another one. These lines are going to be for this part right here. Okay, the back part of him, his back. So, right below the horns, make a line. Little space, make a line. Little space, make a line. And then repeat and repeat. Okay, now we're going to start right below. Oh, see this little bump right here? We're going to start right there, and we're going to dip down and come up. Going to make a wave. We're going to dip down, come up. 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 We're going to dip down and just go right off the paper. Okay, how we doing? We okay? Okay, now, after we do that part, this next part is optional. See these 3 horns right here? These extra little horns? You can add those. You don't have to add those. But if you wanted to, they're just simple curve out and come back in. Triangles, like a shark's tail almost. And you can do 3, you can do 2. In fact, I'll do 2 on this one to show you the difference, and then All right, now here comes the eye. All right, so right below your horn, if you look, see this bump right here? This bump right here will tell you where to put the eye. So this bump right here is gonna tell me my eye is gonna go right about here. And all it is we're gonna go up and we're gonna come down in the beginning. It's just gonna be a very wide triangle, but we're not gonna add the base of it. We're just gonna go up and come down. In the middle of that, we're gonna draw a circle. And then in the middle of that circle, we're gonna draw another circle. And then in the middle of that circle, another baby circle. And then we're gonna come down and we're gonna connect like that. But we're not gonna connect these two. We're gonna keep that open. Okay? So as you can see, this part is gonna be black when we go to color. And then we're gonna really just do his eyebrow right there, which is screwed up. Don't make it more sharp. Now this little guy I'm making a little friendlier. My other little guy, he lost my horn. My other little guy, he's a little more, not mean, but serious. Okay, now we're gonna add the teeth. Upside down triangles. How many you want, doesn't matter. When you do the bottom row, go in between those, the top row. And add a big nostril right there, oval shape for his nose. And look, gang, we have our dragon. Now, some of you may want fire coming out of his mouth. Some of you may not. So if you do want fire coming out of his mouth, it's very simple. Start here or wherever you want, and then just do waves. Come back in, go back out. Come back in, go back out. Come back in, connect it. Do another little piece. Okay, so like your seaweed that you did for your fish, your seaweed, you wiggled your seaweed up and down. It's pretty much how you're gonna do this. Okay? If you want smoke coming out of his nose, you can do wavy lines, a thin wavy line. Okay, totally up to you. Okay, so now we're gonna put our pencil down. We're gonna take a minute and I'm gonna look at my questions. Yes, you can watch this. Okay, wonderful. Hello, everyone. Aw, I'm so glad you guys are here. I hope you're enjoying. Are you enjoying? Are you liking your dragon? Okay, like I said, take your time. This is this is more an advanced project for everyone. So my little ones, my 3 to 6 year olds, yes, this is a little challenge, but if mom helps you, or dad, or brother, or sister, you'd be able to color it in. And I just think it'll be a lot of fun. Teamwork. I always say teamwork. When someone's having trouble, I say, let's help each other. And so they do. So, all right. So now that we've had our little break, we're going to go back here and we're going to look at the colored version. Okay? And we're going to go back, and you can decide whatever color you want. Okay? So like I did this green with blue and light green and yellow and orange. But whatever colors you're feeling is what you're going to do. So I'm going to set my phone up again here. Oop, that's all right. Hold on, gang. If you can see, funny little moment here. These are beet cans from Aldi's. That's holding my phone up. I made a tall tower. Thanks to Katie Watson. She gave me the suggestion, and it worked. So, okay. All right. So now, let's dig in here. Okay, so pick the color that you want to color your dragon. We're going to do this main part first. Okay, so we're going to do his head part first. So I'll just do the same colors I did before. But get your marker, okay? Get your green, and we're going to outline first. So we're going to go around, and we're going to outline his chin, the bottom part of his mouth, the top part of his mouth, and then his nose, the brim of his head here, his forehead, top of his head, and then we're going to come all the way around, go all the way down. Start under the chin and go down. Okay. And then you can also outline the eyebrow if you want, or if you want to do that in black, you could do that in black. Okay, so now we're going to get our light green and our dark green. Okay. And we're going to start with our light green. And we're going to start coloring in his face. So remember, you're going back and forth. You're going nice and slow, and you're getting all those white spots. You don't want liney. You want nice and smooth. You want to come up, go all the way around to the top of his forehead, and then come back down. Now here's where you can decide. Look here for a second. If you want to separate and you want to do his face light green and then this part of his body dark green, you can just go like that. Okay. Just follow your circle. It'll be very simple. Just to follow that circle that you had, and then come back down and around. Go around his eye for right now. Don't color in this little white spot. Go around. And then finish coloring down here. I don't know if you guys can hear, but today I have classical music on, playing in the background. I knew if I put the radio on, I would be distracted, but classical doesn't distract me. Kind of makes me focus. So, all right, so now we have the chin. We've got the face done, the chin, the nose, the top of the head. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna get our green, our dark green, or whatever color you want. Okay? And we're gonna start here. And we're gonna come around here. We're gonna color in this part here, in between. And then we're just gonna fade it a little bit. Remember how we do that? We get lighter, so we're gonna start real dark here, and then we're just gonna fade it into light. Same thing here, fading it. And then we're just gonna take it and we're gonna go all the way down. Now, here's something that you can do for my more advanced students. If you wanted to, you could take your green, and as you're going down, you would have to use a cool color since it's in the green family. But if you wanted to, and you wanted to switch off, and you wanted to do that beautiful blend that you guys have been doing lately and blowing me away with, you can. Okay? So you can actually take that green, and as you're coming down, blend it into the blue. But remember, go over the green to blend these two together so it's nice and smooth. You've got a nice smooth transition. And then you can get your blue, your darker blue. You can go down more. And you know Miss Gabi, she always has to have a little bit of her purple in there, so I'm gonna finish it off with purple. So remember, as you're doing your blend, go back over the previous color to blend the two together to get it nice and smooth, and then come all the way down. And make sure you guys are seeing that. Yeah, you are. That. I'm a liking him. If you wanted to give just a little bit of a shadow underneath his chin here, you can. Remember that, the shadow technique. Really hard on the edge, but then as you come into the middle, you're going to blend it. Hard on the edge, come into the middle, you're going to blend. Do that all the way down. So this dragon is green, and he's more in the cool side of the color wheel. So I'm gonna stick with that until I do his fire. And then I'm going to go to the warm side and make it real woof, powerful and bold with the reds and the oranges. All right, and then just a little bit right here. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. And a little bit on his nostril there. And you can actually do just bit there too. Just giving it some dimension. If you feel that, like, it needs it somewhere else that I didn't put it, put it. You know, I mean, you have to trust yourself and start making those decisions and looking at it from your perspective. Okay. All right, well, I think we've got one rockin' dragon here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the scales. So we have to decide what colors are we going to do. I'm going to start with my markers again. I'm going to grab my teal and my blue and my purple. These are not Crayola. Well, these are Crayola, but they're different kind of Crayola ones. So, okay. And then the ones that I want teal, I'm going to outline. These are very thin-tipped markers, which is fine. Okay, and then I'm going to go transfer, do my darker blue here. And then I'm going to finish it off with my purple. Okay. And then before we color them in, let's decide what color we want to make our back fin here, this part right here. There we go. Okay, and I think, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do light green. So I'm gonna get my green. And I'm just gonna follow those lines, trace over them. Again, if you wanted to do rainbow, you could do rainbow. You could do every other one, a different color. Ever you wanted, okay? Totally up to you. And I'm also going to, while I'm at it, these baby horns right here, I'm going to do that dark green, this green here, and I'm going to color these babies in. There we go. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay. All right, now let's do the horns first. So now pick your color for the horns. Mine, I'm gonna do blue horns. But again, pick whatever color you want to do. You can do the gradient again too, remember, if you want multiple colors. And now, I'm gonna go back and start with the eye. We're gonna do the eye first, so that I can, we're gonna do the eye. Okay, so, with the eye. Choose your color. I love a turquoise eye, so I'm going to do my turquoise color. And you're going to push really hard as you can, on the outer edge of your eye like this. And then, see this rest of this white part right here? Very lightly. You're going to color that in. Then you're gonna get your black. And you're gonna outline the rest of it now. And color the rest of it black, but leave that baby circle, leave that highlight. That highlight is super important. So as hard as you can, push. And that is it. That's the eye. How cool is that? Now let's go to your nostril while we have the black out. Let's color in that nostril. And then with your black marker, I think I have black marker. Let me see, hold on. So I'm looking for my black. I don't see my black, but I'll do it in crayon. But you can do it in marker or crayon. You're just gonna outline your teeth, and you're not gonna do anything with your teeth. You want them to be nice and white. So all you wanna do is just outline. Oh boy. Okay. So now, let's go back and let's do those scales. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our teal color. We're just gonna color each one in. Okay? I'm only going to color in a few so that I can show you the rest on how to shade. So I'm only gonna do like 2 rows of this, but then you can continue on. Now notice, I'm going each one individually. I'm not going like this, coloring all 3 lines at one time. I'm taking each one. Coloring it in. Okay, now I'm gonna get my blue, a darker blue, and we're gonna add some darkness on the around the edges. Okay. So for my more advanced students, if you wanted to do a little extra shading up here to give him the notion that his chin, his neck is, above, underneath, I mean, you can. Okay, and then do the same thing here. Okay, and then again, we're just, remember gang, we're pushing really hard on the outer edge, and then as we go in, we get lighter and lighter. And that's how you create that gradient. And it looks like a bubble almost. It looks round. It looks like those what do you call them? I can't think of it. What the name right now? Bubble wrap. That's what it reminds me of. But the big circles you get when you get a package. It's almost the goal we're going for. Okay? And then you would do that, the same thing, with your next color. So your next color, if that's the blue, you would go down here. You would color in your blue. But in this case, if you're doing the blue, to get a little bit more dimension, I would get the purple to do my shading. So I would get that darker purple color. And do the same thing. So you get your dark purple, and I'm only going to do 1 or 2 so that you can see, and then I'll keep going on because okay. That's it, gang. That's all. I mean, with the scales, that's pretty much it. And with your purple, just you could use like a darker purple, or if you had a really dark pink, you could do that. So I'll do a purple for you here so you can see. And then if you had if this is my red violet, or if you had like a deep magenta color, you can add that over top. And that gives you a nice look too. Okay? So how we doing? Are we okay? Okay, so now we're gonna go back, and you can pause and continue doing your scales, or you can follow me and do a horn and then go back and finish however you want to do it. It's almost coming up on an hour, so I don't want to bore you. Okay, so we've got the horns. So I did blue, so I'm gonna get my blue here, and all I'm gonna do is color my horns in. Remember, when you're coloring, color in the direction that your horn is going. So you're gonna color in that wavy pattern, not up and down, not right and left. You're gonna go with the movement of the horn. Okay. And then we're gonna get our dark purple, and we're just gonna add a little bit of shadow down on the bottom here, just to give it a little bit of dimension. You can even add some on top too to really show that curve. Voila. Now, this part right here, the back part, I'm gonna do light green. So this is very easy. We're just gonna go start at the top, go all the way down. Then we're gonna get our darker green, and we're just gonna add a little shadow, a little dip to show that it dips. Just a little dip. And don't push too hard. Okay, you don't want this to be as dark as what you've been doing all day. You want this one to be a little lighter. And then if you wanted, you could add just a little push on the one side of each line. Just a little line. Okay. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do my fire. So I'm gonna start with my orange, and you can do marker or you can do crayon, either one. And I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna outline. Okay, and then you can go back and once it's outlined, get your eraser and erase those pencil lines that you no longer need. And then we're gonna get our orange. We're gonna pick up our orange and our red and our yellow, the warm colors of the family. And we're gonna take our orange here. We're gonna color it in. And you're just coloring normal pressure, nothing overly hard and nothing too light. And then once we're done with that, we're going to get our red. And we're gonna just start on one side and we're just gonna do one side of the fire. Just the one side. And it doesn't matter which side. You can pick. And then on the other side, we're gonna hit it with some yellow. Okay, and even if you wanted to go around and let the fire glow, you can do that. Okay, And the smoke coming out of his nose, that's totally, that color that you want is totally up to you. I would do, I'm just going to stick to the same color, and I'm just going to do my orange. I'm not going to outline it with my marker because I want it to be like just real puffy. So I'm going to go inside my lines here, and then I'm going to erase those lines because you don't want his smoke to be too dark. And gang, as far as the background is concerned, I want you to be creative. I want you to think of a creative background. What you would see if you, what would you see if the dragon behind, if you saw him right now? What would he be doing? What would he be behind? Okay? And that's pretty much it. So, we have a few minutes left here. Again, if you came in midway, you are able to go back and rewind and watch it from the beginning and pause and continue on at your own pace. This video will be available always on my Facebook page, so make sure you look back at the previous ones. If you missed some previous ones, you're still able to do those as well. Remember to post your finished work on my website. And if there's any questions that you have, frustrations, you can send me a message anytime and I will get back to you. Okay, so I think this is pretty much it for today. Again, this is the dragon that we did. I'm gonna finish this part here now, and then in about 5 minutes I'll post both of these for you to see, and then you can start posting your work underneath that. So if you don't have any questions, I'm gonna take this down for a second, and I'm gonna flip here. Hold on. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to second here. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys are happy. Yes, Stephanie, when it's done, like I said again, go back to my Facebook page, click on the video, and it'll walk you through it from the very beginning, and then you'll be able to start and stop. I'm glad you like the music, because you know what? I like it too. It's very relaxing. I've had nothing but the news on for these past couple days, and I'm ready to just pull my hair out. So this is very relaxing to me too. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed doing the dragon today. I know that I enjoyed drawing with you, and I can't wait to see your creations. For those of you that did the fish are on my website. I'm going to work on the owls this afternoon, and then the unicorns as well. So if you have any suggestions for me on what you'd like to see or like to draw, shoot me a message and let me know, and maybe we can work on that. Next week I have a project that you all are gonna like, dealing with Easter, but other than that, it's pretty much open. And if you want to keep seeing me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, then let me know, and we can take this up until April 30th if you want. I'm willing to. So, okay. All right. So, I'm going to finish my drawing here and post the finished product, and then you can continue watching. So, gang, have a great day, and hopefully the sun will be shining tomorrow. I need sun very badly. But I enjoyed drawing with you as usual. You are the 1 hour of my day that I have no anxiety or craziness in my head. So, thank you. I thank you very much. All right, gang. I'll see you Thursday. Bye.